Hey, it's nice to see you again. Since the last time we were together, I've been thinking more about songs that ask questions. Just like Twinkle Twinkle Little Star asks, "How I wonder what you are," to the stars. And one song that popped into my head was this song called Barges. This is a song that I learned about a decade ago when I first started working at our Montessori school, and it's a song that I'm sure that many of you might know as well. So I thought it'd be fun to talk a little bit about the story behind this song and then go over all the words so that we can sing it together. Now, as I was doing research about this song, just like a folk song that gets passed down over the years from person to person, I found many different versions of the story behind this song. But the one that came up the most often was a story of a little girl who's looking out her window one night, and she wrote this poem. And it was neat because I was thinking about Jane Taylor, how we talked about how she used to stand out in her backyard and look up at the night sky, or perhaps she was gazing out her window at the night sky. And it reminded me of this same sort of thing where this little girl was looking out and wondering, right? So in this song, she is looking out her window and seeing the river pass by below. And she sees these big boats called barges going by. And so she decides to write a poem about what she's wondering about these barges. Now, I already said a barge is a big boat, but does anyone know what a barge looks like or what their job is? A barge is big, not actually just big, but huge, a huge boat that weighs many tons, and it carries huge loads of cargo, things that they're transporting from place to place. So they usually take these barges, these big flat boats that are covered with containers, and they take them down the river, out to the ocean, and across the waters to wherever the things need to go. So that's what a barge is. And this little girl was seeing these barges traveling down the river, and she's talking about their flickering lights. All right, so the first verse goes like that, and it tells just that very thing. It says, "Out of my window, looking in the night, I can see the barge's flickering light. Silently flows the river to the sea, and the barges too go silently." Now, before we continue, I should say that some of the words that I know to this song might be a little different than the words that you know. So I'm just going to sing it the way that I know it, and if you want, you can sing it the way you know it, or you can do these words as well. That's what happens with a lot of songs. They get different words as they get passed from person to person, just like a folk song or a story, legends, things like that. They get changed a little bit by the different humans who encounter them. All right, so that was the first verse, and it sounds like this. Out of my window, looking in the night, I can see the barge's flickering light. Silently flows the river to the sea, and the barges too go silently. So this little girl is looking out, and she can't really hear the sounds of the barges, right? But she can see their lights flickering on the front of the ships. All right, then we get to the chorus, and the chorus says, "Barges, I would like to go with you. I would like to sail the ocean blue. Barges, have you treasure in your hold?" There's the question of the song. She's wondering about the barges. And a hold is the part of the ship that is in the middle of the ship, and it has lots of storage for all sorts of things, right? So she's asking and wondering if maybe these barges have treasure in their hold. She's imagining that they could be like pirate ships of old. She even says that in her next verse. She says, "Barges, have you treasure in your hold? Do you fight with pirates brave and bold?" What a fun thing to imagine, huh? This life out on the sea that these sailors might be having. So that's the chorus, and it sounds like this. Barges, I would like to go with you. I would like to sail the ocean blue. Barges, have you treasure in your hold? Do you fight with pirates brave and bold? All right, so verse 2 sounds like this. It starts the same way that the first part of the song starts. Out of my window, looking in the night, I can see the barge's flickering light. Starboard glows green, and port is glowing red. What does that mean? Well, the starboard side of the ship is the right side of the ship, and the port side of the ship is the left side. And so on the right side of the ship, they have a green light, and on the left side of the ship, they have a red light. So port is the name that they call it on a ship. Port, the left side has a red light. So that's what she says next. Starboard shines green and port is glowing red. I can see the barges from my bed. Or I can see them flickering far ahead. That's another fun version that you can sing. All right, so that sounds like this. Second verse. Out of my window, looking in the night, I can see the barge's flickering light. Starboard glows green and port is glowing red. I can see the barges from my bed. Good, so that's the whole song, at least as much as I know. In fact, there are actually lots of other verses, but there are so many different versions that I thought for our purposes we would just do these. All right, so let's see. I think that's it for now. This is another song that we can do our hand washing practice to. I think it's so nice to have a variety of songs that we can sing when we're doing that because it's so good to practice really good hand washing every time, every day. So let's do it together now. Out of my window, looking in the night. All right, so we turn on the water, get our hands a little wet, turn off the water, get our soap, and here we go. Out of my window, looking in the night, I can see the barge's flickering light. Oh, you know what? I forgot to say that for doing hand washing, we're only going to sing the first verse and the chorus. All right, let's start again. Let's pretend we already have the soap on there. Okay, here we go. Out of my window, looking in the night, I can see the barge's flickering light. Silently flows the river to the sea, and the barges too flow silently. Barges, I would like to flow with you, go with you. I would like to sail the ocean blue. Barges, have you treasure in your hold? Do you fight with pirates brave and bold? There we go. All right, let's rinse off the soap. Great. Turn off the water and dry our hands. There we go. All right. Well, next, today I would like to show you an instrument, a very special instrument. And some of you may already know what this is. Here we go. Do any of you know what this is called? This is a ukulele. Some of you may already even have one of these. This is a really special instrument, as I said before, that I've just started learning in the last few years. I love learning new things, and so it's been really fun to figure out all the ins and outs of this instrument. And boy, I still think of myself as definitely a beginner, and but it's just so fun to use it when you're singing as another tool for making music. So as you're thinking about ukuleles, what part of the world do you usually think about when you think about this instrument? Anyone have an idea about that? Yeah, we usually think about Hawaii. And I was looking up some information about the ukulele because I wanted to know, well, where did it come from? Was it born in Hawaii? And I found out an interesting story about it. So this is the true story of the birth of the ukulele. All right? And in the Hawaiian language, they call it the ukulele. So you can call it the ukulele or the ukulele or the uke. Has lots of different names that it goes by. All right, so the true story of the ukulele. It all started back in 1879 when a big ship sailed to the Hawaiian Islands from the country of Portugal. Now, on this ship, there were 3 families that were emigrating from Portugal all the way to Hawaii. They were coming to work in the sugarcane fields that were there. And these fathers of the family brought with a special instrument from Portugal, and it was a little 4-stringed guitar, very similar to the modern ukulele, but it was called a machete. And you could say that it was like a cousin of the ukulele. And so these men, who were originally cabinet makers and woodworkers, were wonderful players of this instrument, the machete. And so they were playing, and they became good friends with King David Kalakaua, who was the king at that time of Hawaii. And he just fell in love with this instrument that they had brought. And he loved it so much that he thought this would be a great instrument to use to bring back the ancient art of the hula to the Hawaiian Islands. And now many of you have probably seen pictures of the hula. It's really a wonderful art form. It's the way that the people of Hawaii tell their stories. And they do it through song and beautiful dances, wonderful hand gestures. And the ukulele is a really integral part of those stories that they tell through music and dance. And it all started back with King David Kalakaua, who wanted to bring back this art form. So he asked these gentlemen from Portugal to keep making these ukuleles, and then they just kept getting more and more popular in Hawaii. Now you're probably wondering, what does ukulele actually mean? Well, there are a few different versions of that story as well, but one translation is that uku means flee, and lele means jumping. And the idea behind this was that when you see a person playing the ukulele, that maybe it looks like little fleas dancing over the strings. I thought it was funny that it was a flea again, because we talked about a little flea in Ratlin Bog. Isn't that funny? But yes, so ukulele, dancing or jumping flea. Well, Queen Liliuokalani, who was King David's sister, thought that she didn't really like that translation very much. She didn't like to think about fleas in connection with this beautiful instrument, and so she she retranslated it. She thought, well, what are the other meanings of uku and lele? And another meaning for the sound or the word uku is gift, and lele can also mean from afar. So Queen Liliuokalani retranslated the meaning of ukulele as gift from afar. Whichever meaning you like to think of the ukulele for. I just think it's such a wonderful instrument, and it's one that I've really had fun learning about and learning to play. One of my favorite things at our school is a wonderful group called the Oak Knoll Strummers. Now, this is a group that we've had for a few years now, and it's made up of children from the lower elementary age all the way through teachers. So we have children as young as 6, some of whom have been playing ukulele for a while, some who are just learning, all through adolescents playing with us, and teachers all playing together for the love of making music. And so we bring our ukuleles and we learn different songs, and I love it. So a song that I wanted to share with you today on the ukulele is a song called Rainbow Connection, going back to our rainbow theme. And so this is an arrangement that we did with the Oak Knoll Strummers a few years back. So if you know this song, if you're a strummer, why don't you go grab your ukulele? Or if you just know this song and you want to sing along, please sing along with. I always love it when you sing along with me. It's great. And, you know, I was reminded of this song, of course, too, because we've been talking about rainbows a lot, and what an inspiring symbol of hope the rainbow can be. And so I really like thinking about that. And also, not to mention what a neat natural phenomenon rainbows are, right? The idea of the sunlight shining through water droplets to make this gorgeous array of colors in the sky, and the fact that you can't even see it unless you're at just the right angle to see it. Awesome. All right, well, as I said before, I'm still learning the ukulele, so I will probably make mistakes as I'm doing this, but let's just do it and have fun. All right, I'm putting up my music. This song uses a few different chords. It starts out on a G, and then we use an E minor, a C, and a D. Good to drink water. All right, let's do the rainbow connection. Why are there so many songs about rainbows, and what's on the other side? Rainbows are visions, but only illusions. Rainbows have nothing to hide. So we've been told, and some choose to believe it. I know they're wrong, wait and see. Someday we'll find it, the rainbow connection. The lovers, the dreamers, and me. Whoops. Who said that every wish will be heard and answered when wished on the morning star? Somebody thought of that, and someone believed it. Look what it's done so far. What's so amazing and keeps us stargazing? And what do we think we might see? Someday we'll find it, the rainbow connection. The lovers, the dreamers, and me. All of us under its spell. We know that it's probably magic. Have you been half asleep, and have you heard voices? I've heard them calling my name. Are these the sweet sounds that called the young sailors? I think they're one and the same. I've heard it too many times to ignore it. It's something that I'm supposed to be. Someday we'll find it, the rainbow connection. The lovers, the dreamers, and me. La da da dee da da dum. La da da dee da dee da da. Thanks for singing that. That was great. Well, let's go to our question of the day. Today, it's a really simple question. What's your favorite color today? Now, I say today because, our favorite colors can change throughout our lifetimes. I love color so much that it's even hard for me to decide on one color. But anyway, that's the question of the day. What's your favorite color today? I wonder, do you know what your family's favorite colors are? Everybody in your family? You could go ask them. It's a fun thing to know about somebody. All right, well, let's go on to our goodbye song. As I was experimenting with the ukulele this week, one thing I love about the ukulele is that if you know just a few chords, you can really play so many songs, and you can even figure out new songs to play or figure out the chords to songs that you already know. So as I was playing around with the ukulele, I was thinking, oh my goodness, could I use the ukulele to do our goodbye song? And it turns out you can. So here we go. This uses the chords C, G, A minor, and F. So here we go. Let's give it a try. Oh, please sing with me. Sing adieu, adios. Now our music ends. Sayonara, guten Tag, mahalo, thank you, friends. Thank you for joining me again. I'll see you next time. Bye.